I used to think the world ended at the edge of the cornfields, where the Chicago grid finally gave up and let the prairie breathe. But now I'm looking at the mountain through the mist, watching the tide pull back from the Tacoma shore. It's a different kind of wide open out here. The 294 is a lifetime ago. This is the road that leads across the spine of the world. Gray mist clinging to the Douglas firs, where the highway hums and the engine purrs. The wipers rhythmic, a steady beat, through the mountain paths where the shadows meet. The Columbia's pulling at the edge of the line, a silver thread through the hemlock and pine. The air is changing, the pressure drops low, leaving the valley for the peaks and the snow. We're rising up where the timber grows thin, waiting for the journey to truly begin. Oh, we're making the Cascadia Crossing, where the clouds come down to play. From the salty sound to the high desert ground, we're chasing the light of the day. Leave the city rain on the window pane, feel the world start to widen and deep on the Cascadia Crossing, where the ancient spirits sleep. The 5 North is crawling past the dome, a steel gray sky calling Tacoma home. Past Rust and Way, where the tide comes in, where the salt air stings and the stories begin. Looking back south at the mountain's face, leaving a trail through this moss-covered place. Across the divide, nowhere to hide from the sound of the sage on the other side. Across the line, through the fir and pine, Cascadia, you're mine. There's all pillars standing tall and grand, the rugged spine of a restless land. Switchbacks climbing through the Devil's Gate, where the eagles soar and the winters wait. I can smell the sage on the eastern breeze, replacing the scent of the cedar trees. The air is changing, the pressure drops low, leaving the valley for the peaks and the snow. We're rising up where the timber grows thin, waiting for the journey to truly begin. Oh, we're making the Cascadia Crossing, where the clouds come down to play. From the salty sound to the high desert ground, we're chasing the light of the day. Leave the city rain on the window pane, feel the world start to widen and deep on the Cascadia Crossing, where the ancient spirits sleep. Glacier water running cold and blue, cutting through the canyons, coming into view. The sound of the river is a roar in the chest, the wild heavy rhythm of the great Northwest. It's a physical weight, it's a spiritual pull, until the heart is heavy and the mind is full. It's a border of the heart, a line in the soul, between the jagged peaks and the river's roll. One side is moss and the other is gold, a story in the making, a story of old. I left the suburbs for the mountain heights, trading street lamps for the northern lights. Across the divide, nowhere to hide from the sound to the sage on the other side. Across the line, through the fir and pine, Cascadia, you're mine. Now the summit is behind and the descent begins. Watching how the forest slowly starts to thin. The sky opens up a deep dusty red, with miles of the plateau stretching out ahead. The crossing is finished. finish, the change is complete, with the dust of the desert beneath my feet. Oh, we're making the Cascadia Crossing, where the clouds come down to play. From the salty sound to the high desert ground, we're chasing the light of the day. Leave the city rain on the window pane. Feel the world start to widen and deep on the Cascadia Crossing, where the ancient spirits sleep. You carry the grit in your blood, but you learn the curves of the past. The northwest suburbs are a ghost in the rear view now, just a flat horizon and a different life. Out here, the road doesn't just take you places, it changes what you see when you finally get there. Home isn't a coordinate, it's the crossing.